Rachel Zegler is a nightmare for Disney, and it sounds like the company is panicking internally over the damage she's done to the film, but now insiders are saying the director of the live-action adaptation is furious. She's brought so much negative attention to the project. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So this is an InsideTheMagic.net article. It says Snow White director allegedly furious with Rachel Zegler over production hell. Now, I can't say that I'm all that surprised, because when you have a controversial figure on a project, whether it is an actor or a director or a producer, whoever, usually there is somebody higher up in the project that gets upset. We have heard that apparently the executives of Disney are upset with Rachel Zegler, so it's not that shocking to hear that the director is also mad, because she's bringing so much negative attention to the project right now. It says, if the latest rumors are to be believed, Snow White 2024 director Mark Webb is furious with Rachel Zegler for the controversy surrounding the upcoming film. It says, anyone who spent any time online over the past few weeks will be able to tell you that Disney's next live-action remake is causing even more drama than usual. Originally, people were upset that they, of course, decided to race swap Snow White. They decided to pick an actress who does not fit the general description, and people were also very confused why Gal Gadot is the evil queen who allegedly is supposed to be jealous of the way Snow White looks, because that's the story of Snow White, unless they're changing that aspect too, which is just so absurd to think about. But then, of course, we were upset over the 7 dwarves being changed to the 7 magical companions. Now, all of the outrage surrounding this movie really is just Rachel Zegler and the things that she is saying, oh, the original movie was a little bit weird, the prince was creepy, this isn't gonna be a love story, they're just making so many changes that people are not happy with, and she's like boasting about it, like, oh my god, it's a modern take on Snow White, I'm so excited, and that's not what people want. But it says, while fans rarely take kindly to the studio's reboot, Snow White has hit a nerve with audiences primarily due to comments made by its lead, Rachel Zegler. As a recap, old videos recently resurfaced in which she appears to share her distaste for the original 37 Snow White, saying that she was terrified of the animation and slammed the creepy, weird prince who literally stalks Snow White. And she also claimed that the new film will improve upon the original in some regards, especially in terms of feminism. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie. People assume that it's a love story because the original was a love story. And all of Andrew Burnap's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. And he, of course, is set to play a character named Jonathan, who seems to be a substitute for the prince from the original fairy tale. We do not know if he is actually going to be the prince by the end, like, oh, he just introduces himself as Jonathan, like in the Cinderella remake, you start off meeting the prince, but his name is just Kit, and you don't actually know that he's the prince until the ball scene, which is halfway through the film. We don't know if we're gonna do that. It does sound, though, like he is a different character entirely, but she's straight up saying he could be completely cut from the film, because that would be more feminist, and, it's Hollywood, so who really cares if that was to happen? However, the tides of public opinion have certainly turned against the actress, with some calling for her to be replaced despite Snow White already wrapping up filming a long time ago. Now, this is a new piece of information because only a couple of weeks ago we saw the 7 magical companions picture, and they were clearly on set filming, and we were told that that was, taken within about of a week span of it actually going online and kind of going viral. So this is saying that it's already wrapped filming. I don't necessarily know if I believe that just because we only just got those images a few weeks ago. But regardless, this movie is facing a lot of problems behind the scenes just because of everything going on in Hollywood right now, because of course the strikes. We originally were told this was going to come out in March of 2024, and the rumor right now is that it's actually going to be delayed. We don't know until when, because they haven't officially delayed it yet, but it does sound like that could potentially happen going forward. I don't think that's going to help the movie. I actually think it's going to hurt the movie, because I do believe that they need to pump out this film as soon as possible, because they need to get it over with. They need to rip that band-aid off. It's not going to do well in theaters. It is going to face a massive boycotts, a massive outrage. I just think that they need to get it done, because the longer they wait, the more time for people to actually realize, oh, hey, I shouldn't swipe my credit card and go see this movie because it's so vastly different. But now rumors have emerged that it's not just audiences who are irritated. Allegedly, Mark Webb is furious with Zegler for creating production hell with her comments. The main reasoning behind this is that he wasn't all that happy about Rachel joking around about how Andrew Burnap, who by the way is the main male lead, could easily get cut from the film because that's Hollywood, baby. It says Webb reportedly really has a big issue with that line of dialogue. It's also added that Zegler allegedly made filming difficult by wanting to water down the romance and not wanting to have as many scenes with him. It sounds like she is causing so many issues publicly and privately. She didn't want to film scenes for a romance in a movie that is based on a romance. I mean, she is so full of herself. She has such a massive ego. Rachel Zegler has always been so full of herself. She feels like the world revolves around her, and half of the controversy that is surrounding her in this movie right now is only because of her. Like, within the past week, she went out and made sure the paparazzi took a picture of her wearing a No Tears Left to Cry sweater. That was clearly a message to her haters. She's posting and reposting videos on social media that talk about, F men, men are stupid, men are dumb, I don't respect men, from Lady Gaga fan accounts. Like, she is causing so much of the controversy herself, and I am sure that, her PR team is working overtime behind the scenes, but I just don't see a way that this movie is going to be saved at this point. I mean, she is trashing the alleged male lead that's going to be working with her in this film. She is trashing critics of this movie. She's basically trashing everybody but herself, and this is probably why Disney is having crisis meetings. I've talked about this a few times, but branding experts warn Rachel Zegler backlash could ruin Disney's big budget Snow White remake, and predicted executives will be having crisis talks in order to win back fans ahead of the 2024 release. They can try their best to damage control and change Rachel Zegler's image and make her look like some angel, but it's not going to work. It is not going to happen. I am a lifelong fan of the, Disney Renaissance films, Snow White, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. I absolutely loved the princesses when I was younger, and I still have a lot of love and nostalgia for them now, but there is absolutely no way I am going to spend money to see this. There's no way I'm going to, monetarily support this god-awful sounding, at least right now, film, and Rachel Zegler and her massive, massive ego. But yes, apparently the director is furious with Rachel Zegler over production, how she is causing issue behind the scenes. She was hard to work with on set, and I can't really say that I'm all that surprised that people behind the scenes are turning against her now. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. But of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.